Shop18.com with over 10 million books across categories, from bestsellers to cookbooks, biographies and much more, and with discounts over 40%. Widest range of products at the best prices. Shop18.com.
This place. It's where you find the fondest memories. And lose all track of time. This is where brilliance happens. Live brilliant. Hyundai.
This is TV18. And you're watching CNBC TV18.
Partner Exchange, BSC Investor Protection Fund. Print partner, State Times.
Hello and welcome to this very special CNBC TV18 Investor Camp. I say special because it's probably the most beautiful location that we've ever done an investor camp in. As you can see all around me, the splendor of Kashmir. That's right, this is Srinagar, where we are coming out to you this time around. Who would have ever thought that CNBC TV18 would come to Kashmir for an investor camp? But times are tough, so just to lift our own spirits, if not nothing else, we chose to come and address Kashmiri investors. It was good to see a few of them turn up as well, because these are such depressing times in the stock market. Markets have fallen, the January and February hope has dissipated, but still the message seemed to be from most of our participants that it's not time to give up yet. And we had a great lineup of experts, Ramesh Damani, SP Tulsian, Sudarshan Sukhani, all coming to Srinagar to see the beauty of the place for the first time, awestruck by the place completely. And their message was quite simple: times are tough, they might be tough for a bit longer, but don't give up quite yet. Our first speaker at the camp was Ramesh Damani, and that was pretty much his message, that it probably is the darkest hour right now. Morning, Ramesh.
Yeah.
Please sound hopeful. Please sound hopeful.
I'm an eternal optimist. You know, I'm a Taurasian and my birth sign is a bull, so I'm always bullish.
But do you think it'll happen this year, a turn, or do you think it'll frustrate people longer?
Udian, to honor our first trip to Srinagar, all of us are first time here. I was looking at Kashmiri proverbs, so I'm going to butcher one for all you Kashmiris out here. So please correct me if I'm wrong. It says, Ati Saha, Ati Gada. So what it means is that you're king for a moment and a beggar soon after. All right. So the reverse is also true, that if you're a beggar, you can be also king. And that's the way markets are. You know, the fortune changes very quickly in financial markets. I remember the period 2002-03 again, when there's so much pessimism again in India after the technology boom. And it gave way to one of the greatest bull markets we've ever known in this country. The index went from 3,000 to 18,000. It's part and parcel of this market.
For someone who's been staying out of equities for the last couple of years, is not feeling too bad about that, how would you ask him to start now?
Plain and simple, invest. I mean, look, I know I'm saying something very controversial. It's not that I'm also fully invested. I'm also sitting a portion of it on cash, some portion also on some fixed deposit somewhere. But generally, I'm a 0-1 guy. I'm either in cash or I'm in equity. So even at this time, I've hedged a little bit of my risk. But my point is that if you're a 25-year-old in India, all right, if you're a young man or a young woman growing up in this country, and you want to be rich by the time you're 50, you please tell me, you do your own business, and I'm all for that, you do that. How are you going to do that? How are you going to achieve financial freedom in the next 25 years? The only way you do that is by investing in a great business. First, invest in your own business or invest in yourself. Get better educated, become the best dentist, become the best lawyer, become the best fruit shop wholesaler if you want. If you have money after that, what do you do to become rich? How do you get out of your class that you're in? And that is investing into equities. So begin small, begin by something you understand. You know, maybe it's some local business you're investing in, and maybe, I'm not here to tell you where to invest. That you have to figure it out yourself. No one will ring a doorbell and tell you, hey, invest in this, you'll become rich. It doesn't happen like that, But, you will find opportunities knocking at your back door. And remember, returns will not be linear, okay? The problem, a lot of angst that you're getting is because, A, we expect returns to be linear. Ki har saal 15% bazaar badhna chahiye. That doesn't happen in life, all right? And the second mistake that we make is that the minute we buy it, we want the stock price to go up, all right? Because that validates our judgment. If it goes down, we feel bad about our judgment, all right? So invest more in the process. Think about why you're investing in a company, all right? Rather than the price has gone up, so it's a right decision. The price has gone down, so it's a bad decision. It doesn't work like that. Over periods of time, when I started my career in the stock market, the BSE Sensex was 800 in 1989. And I asked myself, it was coming from 300 to 800. I said, oh, the best is behind us. The index has already tripled. What am I going to get? I mean, today it's 16,000. It's 20x in 20 years, all right? And individual stocks have gone up 50x, 100x during that period, all right? So in investing, time is your friend. A great business is your friend. The more you just sit down, invest in a great company, the richer you will be at the end of this period. If you buy a bad stock, yes, you'll be punished and you lose your capital. But that is the incentive you have to go find the great companies, not to invest just because Ramesh Damani came and told you something on the screen. You do your own due diligence. My suggestion to all of you is that if you haven't opened a demat account, please open a demat account and invest in something, okay? Invest in a company that you know, invest in a lever, invest in an ITC, whatever you feel comfortable with, and then start thinking, what do you think is going to do well over the next 5-10 years? It's a long process, it's an involved process, but it's financially very rewarding to do it.
The first port of call for a lot of investors who are not very sophisticated is to go the mutual fund route. And that's been a huge disappointment. That industry is almost folding up, one by one players are exiting. What would you tell people to do with equity mutual funds?
Well, if you do invest in equity mutual funds, my advice simply is that find an index fund. Find a fund that tracks an index, like the Sensex or the Nifty or a mid-cap index, and it's a very low-cost basis. If, for example, you feel that I'm busy in my own business, I have no time to figure out what stock's good, what stock's bad, which a lot of people will do. Not everyone can be a good stock market guru. You invest in the index. Like I told you, if I'd invested in the BSE Sensex in 1989, when the index was 800, today for just sitting on my rear, I would have made 20 times my money, all right? And that's saying, all I did was invest in an index fund. The index went from 800 to 16,000. That's a 20x move. My money has gone from 1 lakh to 20 lakhs. Simple as that, all right? So for those of you who don't feel they can do this investment business, and it is a tough business, I would recommend invest in an index fund.
Okay. Thank you, Ramesh. You have certainly been bullish. Thank you very much. Round of applause, please, for Ramesh. That was Ramesh Damani. Time for a quick break. We are back with more from the CNBC TV 18 Investor Camp from Srinagar in Kashmir.
Peace of mind could be found anywhere. True happiness can also be found at the nearest Hyundai showroom.
Presenting Hyundai's 5-star assurance program. Get total maintenance, motor warranty, roadside exchange or loyalty assurance on i10 and Santro.
Hurry!
Hyundai.
With one touch, the Panasonic EcoNavi air conditioner activates intelligent sensors, giving you maximum energy savings.
It's one touch to change the future.
Panasonic.
Last week, you saw 5 teams battle it out in the first round of the semi-finals.
We are here today to present before you the second semi-final.
And it's all fun and games.
Hungary. Correct.
Until somebody gets an answer wrong.
Hawala is an Arabic word for transfer to -5 to you.
Which of the second set of semi-finalists will contend against Hyderabad and Pune in the finals? Find out at these times only on CNBC TV 18.
Presented by National Stock Exchange.
To celebrate 30 wonderful years with you, Maruti Suzuki's got you something special. Rupees 30,000 off on India's largest selling car.